Power Rangers, a show that was such a hit in the US that it shut down a highway. If you grew up in the 90s like me, you were hooked on this show. Many people view it as a kid show. But did you know that there's a whole genre dedicated to shows similar to this that span more than just kids show? This is known as Tokusatsu. Toku Tuesdays! Hey guys, I'm Rich Pollution and welcome to the Nerd Revolution. We're going to be studying a new series called Toku Tuesdays, where we go into anything associated with Tokusatsu. This will be accompanied by a podcast with Ben Hillman. So this episode is going to be a brief introduction for those who are not familiar with Tokusatsu, but may be interested in things similar to that. So what is Tokusatsu? Well, according to Wiki, Tokusatsu is any Japanese live-action film or television drama that uses considerable use of special effects.
RPM! Getting gear!
Tokusatsu literally translates to special filming in Japanese. Some examples that the US viewers might be familiar with are Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, even Godzilla. There's been rumors about RoboCop being inspired by Space Sheriff Gavin, which is a Japanese tokusatsu. Ultraman is one of the more popular beginning tokusatsu shows, and this led to what we see as our tokusatsu today. In addition to this, we can thank the founding father of tokusatsu, Shuichiro Ishinomori, and he was an art assistant for Astro Boy early on, and he was also the creator of Cyborg 009, a superpower android team that battles evil, later turned into an anime that aired on Toonami. This concept of a team that battles evil would end up carrying over into Ishinomori's Super Sentai. So, one of Ishinomori's more popular shows is Kamen Rider, which led to his creation of Henshin, or transformation.
Rider! Henshin!
These are basically superheroes who use martial arts and their superpowers to fight crime. And then Ishinomori made Super Sentai, or what we know today in the US as Power Rangers. Ishinomori ended up working with Toei. In addition to this, Toei ended up working with Marvel. And they created a tokusatsu known as what we know as Spider-Man. Now, this is a little different than our Spider-Man. He's got a device that shoots his costume out, and he suits up through that. And he has a giant robot. So this was a very clear-cut, monster of the week situation similar to Power Rangers. So a monster would show up, he'd battle him, the monster would go big, he'd jump in his robot known as Marveler and fight him. So after this, Toei decided that they wanted to work with Marvel and make another show. And this was going to be Captain America. However, this ended up canned for some reason, and it was turned into Battle Fever J, which is part of the Super Sentai series. I believe it's the third one. So, in a way, we can thank Marvel for Super Sentai. Stan Lee was actually hoping to bring Super Sentai over to the States, but everyone kept rejecting it. Later on, Hayao Saban would bring Super Sentai and adapt it into Power Rangers. Margaret Loach was a large push in getting this over to the US. Hayao Saban actually wanted to air an adaptation of Bioman and kept getting it rejected. Margaret Loach eventually stepped in and said, hey, you guys need to sign this, and pushed it to Fox Kids with him. And that's when they signed Power Rangers. Now, they actually expected Power Rangers to fail. They put it in a really bad time slot, and it did very well, and they shifted it to a better time slot, and it was still doing very well, so they ended up shifting it to the afternoons after kids got out of school. So, overall, if you enjoyed Power Rangers and you think it's for kids, it's not just for kids. Power Rangers itself, yes, is aimed towards kids. But there's a whole genre of this, guys, called Tokusatsu, like I mentioned earlier. And these range from things such as comedy, to horror, to adult, to family-friendly films, and family-friendly TV shows. So just some suggestions. So for comedy, we suggest watching Akiba Ranger, which is a parody of Super Sentai, and they actually bring the Power Rangers into it, but they're known as the Powerful Rangers. For a more child-friendly comedy, we suggest checking out Car Ranger, which is the equivalent to our Turbo Power Rangers. Then there's Kaku Ranger. So this is equivalent to our Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. I personally am not as hooked on it, but it's definitely more comedy. Then if you want to look into horror, Garo has really good reviews, and Kamen Rider Amazons is very good. If you're looking for a more adult-based, and by adult, I don't mean adult films, you can check out Super Sentai Die Ranger, Masked Man, and for a more US adaptation that's still child-friendly, but kind of aiming more towards adult, you can check out Power Rangers RPM. Now, for family-friendly, we suggest checking out Zoo Ranger, which is the series that was adapted into Power Rangers, and Kamen Rider X-Aid. Hey guys, so if you have any recommendations for Tokusatsu shows that we missed, please list them in the comments below. I'm Rich Pollution, signing off. Please remember to be excellent to each other, and check out our new series called Toku Tuesdays.
Next.
Sometimes when I morph, I can't help but notice this gigantic explosion right behind me for no apparent reason.
I assume you're referring to the residual energy runoff that is sometimes necessary to clear the suit's biofield channels during the morph.
I'm referring to the 6-story high fireballs like that one, right there.